Welcome back to the 94 Feet podcast.
Yep.
Bubble is getting real interesting. The bubble is getting very good, especially in that Western Conference.
Yeah.
So, right now, very tight standings. Very important games are going on right now.
Yeah, these 8 games are really important for certain teams.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, you got teams like the Pelicans, the Blazers,
The Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies.
Maybe the Suns.
The Suns maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, the Suns maybe. But then you also got the teams deeper, like even higher up in the conference, like Houston, Dallas,
Yeah.
Utah, who
Yeah.
have
Thunder. OKC.
the Thunder too. You're right,
Yeah.
the Thunder too. They're all really tight, but right now those upper teams pretty much have a secured spot.
Yeah.
We can say that.
1 through 3 is pretty secure.
1 through
we know
3,
it's going to be Lakers,
and-
Clippers, Nuggets.
Right, and
Most
you
likely.
could say 5 through 7, 4 or 5 through 7. You know,
Yeah, 5
that
through 7?
they're gonna make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
but they don't know. They don't know like which seeding they'll be.
Yeah, they're gonna make
I
the
really
playoffs.
say like 4 through 6. Really, I don't know about 7.
Right, they're definitely in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
that 8 seed is
Mhm.
so up for grabs right now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people thought, oh,
But
Memphis.
so is that 4 seed too, because 4. I mean, now it doesn't really matter. There's no home court advantage, but
Right.
so.
But still,
honestly,
it's a matter of who you play in the first round.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want, like, we were just talking about, you don't want to see Luka and the Mavs have to play Kawhi and, like, the Clippers in the first round. Like, that's a good second round matchup.
They just lost like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. When we were recording this, they just lost. The Clippers just beat them down. But,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like that's a matchup, you know, you want to see maybe in the semis, but,
Definitely in the semis.
oh, yeah, absolutely. But this 8 seed right now,
Yeah.
this is the one that's really interesting.
Grizzlies are struggling. The
Grizzlies are going
they're
through it.
winless.
They haven't won yet.
Oh, they haven't won.
They haven't won
played
yet.
like 3 or 4 games. They haven't won yet.
They
which
took-
is crucial.
It for where they're at,
Yeah.
it is crucial.
Yeah.
They took a bigger L, I think, when Jaren Jackson Jr.
tore his
meniscus. So it's gonna be
That's
really
their-
hard for them to win a game.
Because in my opinion, like it's pretty clear that Jaren Jackson is their second best player.
Right.
So to lose your star big man and your second best player in the bubble when you're trying to secure the AC is tough. So I don't think they're gonna hold down the AC honestly.
I can't see a situation where they keep it. I just think there's teams that are playing a lot better right now
Yeah.
below them in the standings. And they really just can't win anything right now.
Yeah.
You can tell their youth is really kicking in. They're having a tough time finishing these games off, and that's expected. I know if Jaren Jackson stays healthy, they have a better chance. But I think even before the Jaren Jackson Jr. injury,
I thought like regardless they weren't gonna keep that AFC.
I didn't think so either. Honestly, I thought the Pelicans were going to take it, but not even the Pelicans have been
Their
doing good.
defense is terrible so far in this bubble. I'm not gonna lie.
It hasn't been good.
Yeah.
It really hasn't been
They've
good.
only won like once, right?
I think so.
Who
They
beat?
haven't been.
They beat the Jazz.
No, I think I'm gonna find out.
I know
But
they beat somebody.
they definitely beat somebody.
Because Ingram and Zion both at 24. And
I
one
forgot
game.
who that was. That was literally like 2 days ago.
No, it
Pelicans.
wasn't the Jazz. I'm tweaking.
They lost to the Jazz
Yeah.
the first game.
Yeah. Who was it?
But I'm gonna find out right now. They got blown
Oh,
out.
it was the
They
Grizzlies.
got.
They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Grizzlies.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did beat the Grizzlies.
They
that
beat
makes
the
sense
Grizzlies.
because
Ja kind of struggled. Honestly, that
Yeah,
game.
but you know.
he was making a lot of shots.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that youth really, like the inexperience really held him back.
Yeah.
That's a problem for the Grizzlies right now.
Yeah,
But
I feel bad for
not even-
DJ Redick's streak. 13 years straight. going to
Every
the
year,
playoffs,
yeah.
Every year's career. It's not gonna.
That
I don't think it's
sucks.
gonna happen this year. Honestly,
I don't see it happening this year.
I think the Blazers are in the best position to win that AFC.
I think they are too.
And I think that if they get that AFC, it's going to be a tough matchup for the Lakers.
What about the Suns?
I just feel like they're just too far back in the rankings. Like,
Well, let me see. Let me see the standings.
because the Blazers are like half a game behind the Grizzlies. They're like 1 game or half a game behind.
Are
And
they
if-
actually?
Yes, and if they win this one, I think they'll be like either half a game or they'll be tied with the Grizzlies for the AFC.
I forget because
I don't think the Suns.
Okay, the Grizzlies have 32 wins. Blazers have 31. The Suns have 30. No, the Suns are right there.
Where's
The Suns are right there. Pelicans are
they
20.
dropped
They
a
are
lot.
down there. The Pelicans, Spurs, and Kings are almost like not. They're almost 100.
Oh yeah, the Pelicans.
I'm not gonna say 100% sure, because of their schedule. Their schedule is still very easy, or at least it should be pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pelicans are the worst team in the West and the bubble right now. Now the Suns.
Yeah, if the Blazers win tonight, they'll be half a game behind.
Yeah, they will be. So they're really pushing it. They got. I honestly think out of the teams that are like pushing for this 8th seed, the Blazers would be the most entertaining
and the most complete team, honestly.
Out of those 4, yeah.
Because you got terrific scoring from both guard spots with Dame and CJ.
Especially Dame.
You got
recently.
CJ been scoring a lot too.
Right.
I think 1 or 2 games he had 30 in the bubble. You got clutches from Melo.
Right.
He's been clutch shots all bubble. Nurkic is back.
You think
so? They got their big man.
Do you think Nurkic is an X factor?
He might be.
You think Nurkic is an X factor? I think he has that X factor
when it comes to
like fit on his team, like in terms of role.
Yeah.
Like I feel like what he does for the team would be something that you would look for in that X factor type player.
Yeah, like if he plays good, then the Blazers are like a complete a way harder team to beat.
I think they're better. I think they're a lot better when he plays very good because he does a lot for them. His defense, his rebounding, that inside scoring presence. He does a lot for them, and he fits really well with Dame and CJ.
Yeah.
That the rest of that supporting cast is a little concerning, just a little bit, especially like if you're trying to compete and actually maybe take down the Lakers first round. If any 8 seed is gonna do it, it would be the Blazers.
Yeah.
It would be the Blazers, I think.
I feel like if the Blazers make that 8 seed, I think it would be a 6 to 7 game series with the Lakers because the Lakers.
You think you can go 7?
I don't know.
I think
7 might push it, but I think this can really go 6. Like if Dame stays on fire and CJ stays consistent, it could go 6 because right now I'm not really worried about the Lakers, but I'm trying to see if they can use these 8 games to get the rhythm back and get that mesh point. But I don't really know because they've been getting blown out by teams that they shouldn't get blown out by.
Yeah. Like the Thunder, that was in my eyes, that's a bad loss.
Yeah, that's a really.
They
bad
lost
loss.
to the Raptors, which
to score only 86 points.
That's difficult.
And you have LeBron and AD.
How you feel about what's your thoughts on how AD's playing right now?
Streaky, inconsistent.
You think so?
Because first game he has 34, next game has 14, and then third game is 42. Yesterday he had 9.
Mm-hmm.
You're Anthony Davis, you're a top 10 player in the league, probably the best big man in the league. You can't just have 9 points.
You can't be streaky when you're trying to win a championship.
Exactly. Because you can't come out here and say, "Oh, I think our chances of winning are even better now," and then you're putting up 9 points after dropping 42.
Because when it comes playoff time, and you're relied on as maybe if not first, scoring option.
He isn't the most scoring option in my opinion.
Then I think he is too.
Yeah.
Even with LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron, yeah. I'll get into that later, but I think when it comes to being in the playoffs, you need to be consistent as the best player every night. And you look out around, you look at LeBron and you look at AD. After that, you don't know who's going to be the next leading scorer on the team.
Kuzma, you don't know if it's
Dion Waiters,
Caldwell Pope,
Casey. You don't know because everybody on that team, if you think about it, besides LeBron and AD, on a consistent basis, is streaky. KCP is streaky. Dion is streaky. Kuzma is streaky. Dion, did I say Dion or JR is streaky? JR is super streaky.
Yeah,
you don't know what JR is gonna do. JR doesn't look like he has it though. And since he's been on the team,
he hasn't played in a year, so
but when you're trying to win this championship, and you're relying on giving him minutes, it's different. I feel like you need that. You need to see JR come out and at least perform somewhat good.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm starting to regret. I already regretted that Dion Waiters signing because for me he's one of the most streaky players in the league.
So
and based on how he played last game, he was forcing a lot of shots, bro.
Right,
It's
right. He was.
It's bro, you don't have to pull it from 3 every time you get the ball like this.
And even in the first round, if you meet a team like the Trailblazers,
Mm-hmm.
Dame is consistent. Dame is probably one of the most consistent players in the league, and when it comes to playoffs, he takes that consistency and he takes that great
To the
play
next level.
and he takes it to the next
Yeah.
level. He is somebody and CJ too. CJ in the playoffs is an underrated playoff performer in my eyes.
Yeah, that round against the Nuggets
Right.
last year.
So if they see the Blazers in the first round,
it's gonna be a tough first round.
it's going to be tough
For
because
sure.
these guys are going to bring it every single night. And if AD keeps playing like this, there's going to be a problem. That's where you could get to see a 7-game series in the first round because
And the Lakers do not
you
want to have a
can't-
7-game series first round.
no, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. They're as experienced as they are. You got to think about these older. They got a lot of veterans. You got to think about their bodies as they go on and as they play more games and the higher risk for injury. I think Avery Bradley. They're really missing Avery Bradley right now.
Yeah.
I think they're really missing Rondo right now, because both of those guys are. You don't think of like as superstar players, but you look at what they do for their team. Avery Bradley will go out there. He will get you a stop on the team's best perimeter player. Rondo will set up a play where you will get a bucket. Rondo will set that up, and I think they're missing that right now because, it shows in the inconsistency.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the 8th seed. I think that's why the Trailblazers are going to be like the biggest threat to the number 1 team in the West.
Well, yeah, you made a lot of good points there. I do agree that they're missing Avery Bradley a lot. Rondo some too. And I don't know. I just hope, like I said earlier, I hope they use these 8 games to get the rhythm back.
They need it because
Get
they're running
back.
out of time.
Yeah, but back to that 4 through 6 seed. Right now, the 4th seed is the Jazz, the Rockets, and Thunder.
Mhm.
Who? If you're the Jazz, who do you want to play? Who would you rather play, the Thunder or the Rockets? Obviously,
If I'm the Jazz in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see I hope to see the Rockets if I'm the Jazz.
Okay, why?
Rudy Gobert is going to dominate. I think Rudy Gobert I think if they go to Rudy Gobert on a consistent basis,
Rockets have small ball.
like that's a generic answer, but it's the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they have to do. They have to dump that down there, and if they give it and they have to get the ball to what's his name, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I was watching when the Rockets played the Blazers, and their interior defense looked fine. They would double team the post on Nurkic, and Nurkic I think is a superior player on the offensive side to Gobert. Offensively, Nurkic is better. So I don't know actually, because now that I think about it, like if Gobert doesn't have, like he can score, but like he can't score.
Yeah.
Like he can't get you a bucket. So I think if the Rockets like play that well enough and hit their shots, maybe that's the last step team they want to see.
Here's my thing. If I'm the Jazz, I would rather see the Thunder because I don't want to play the Rockets and risk seeing Russ and Harden combine for 80 or 90 a game. Because they can't do that.
I can see him go for it.
They can. Yeah, I can see them going for 40 apiece, and not the whole series, but like at least 2 or 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see that.
Right.
I don't want to see 2 guys combine for half of the team.
That's in the back of my mind if I'm the Jazz.
Yeah, I rather play Thunder and see like CP and Shea average like 40.
Because as good as they are, they're not Russ and Harden back.
Exactly.
Right.
So.
But that 8 seed. But now, back to that 8 seed though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the Blazers don't make it.
And who does?
Let's say, for instance, who's the other? Like, let's say the Grizzlies mess around and stay where they are.
Okay.
Let's say they stay there. I think the Lakers sweep that still, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Because that team is just too young.
They're too young. The Lakers are going to be able to get away with, I think, the young mistakes
They're
of
just too
Memphis.
inexperienced.
Same with Phoenix. I think Phoenix maybe can
Phoenix
get.
is hot.
Phoenix is so hot.
That's what we should get on right now. Phoenix.
Right. Let's just hop right into that.
4-0. Devin Booker's been killing it.
Right. Devin Booker has been looking like bubble MVP next to TJ Warren.
Yeah.
Him and TJ. Well, Booker has.
Booker.
And you know what's crazy? You look at Devin Booker's whole career.
Mm-hmm.
He has never played a really meaningful game in his whole career.
Right.
And now
playoffs.
every game counts right now. And he has turned it up to an unreal level.
Mm-hmm.
he has turned into like everybody. I feel like everybody thought he could do this. Everybody thinks that, oh, once Booker gets to play some, he's never gonna play some meaningful games, if he's on the Suns or, because that's the narrative.
Yeah, because it's the Suns. And
it's the Suns.
The franchise.
Right. But now when these games are starting to count on the Suns, he's dominating.
Yeah.
He's playing out of his mind, and nobody would thought of the Suns as a threat to even make the playoffs.
I know I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody really thought of this.
Yeah.
And now they're the best team in the bubble. They haven't lost. They're the only team that hasn't lost. So, that really shows that shows leadership from Booker. That shows a ton of talent, and that shows superstar mindset.
Yeah, to be that young and that inexperienced, and to still go off against some of these top tier teams like the Clippers.
Right. The Clippers.
It's impressive. It's super impressive.
Very. I would have to agree. Cameron Payne has come off the bench. Have you seen?
I didn't know they signed Cameron Payne, honestly.
Dude, I didn't know they did either. Then I'm seeing him playing. He's playing good. He had I think it was 15 points. Mm-hmm. He's been playing very good.
That's good then. That's good.
Which is very unexpected, but he's been.
Aiden's been playing good, right? Aiden.
Oh, Aiden's been playing good too. Yeah, Aiden's been playing very good.
Kind of surprised me.
I did too. I know a lot of Suns fans. You hear a lot of Suns fans, and they say, if Ayton didn't get suspended those 25 games at the beginning of the year, they would have been in the playoffs.
Probably.
And you know what? The way it looks right now, I would not have to disagree with that. Because if you think you get Ayton for 25 more games, the Suns look good. The Suns are. I think they're better than the Grizzlies then.
Because that's literally a quarter every season where you don't have your star big man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Mikal Bridges, his defense has been insane.
Is Oubre playing?
He's injured. No, Oubre's not even playing. Oubre hasn't been playing. He's been having that torn meniscus.
If they had Oubre,
that would be. They probably would still be 4-0.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they would.
Do you think they go 8-0?
I can't say they go 8-0.
I'll go 6-2.
I can. That's realistic.
I go 6-2.
I think 6-2 is realistic.
And they just missed playoffs.
I want to see the Suns' schedule.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna look up the Suns' schedule real quick because they've been hooping though.
Yeah, I think they go
against
6-2,
big time teams,
and they just missed the playoffs, and the Blazers get in.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, they got the Heat, the Thunder, the Sixers, and the Mavericks.
Yeah, they're losing 2 of those.
Who do you think they're losing to?
Say it again.
The Heat, the Thunder, the 76ers, or the Mavericks? Who are they losing to?
Heat and Mavericks.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think they beat the Thunder.
Yeah, and the Sixers.
Well,
No Ben Simmons, they beat the Sixers. In my opinion.
No Ben Simmons, yeah, no way.
Sixers been struggling too. They let TJ Warren go 53.
And then Simmons gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's just not looking good for them. I don't know.
I think they go 6-2, they beat, and they lose to only the Heat and the Mavericks.
Well, now, you see, the thing is the Blazers have to perform too then. The Blazers have to...
Let's look at this schedule.
Let's look at the Blazers schedule. Because they've been performing, but they can't let up.
No.
And both of these teams are probably two of the most determined teams.
Bro, it would suck if the Grizzlies would go winless in this bubble.
I would hate to see it, but I feel like that would help them for next season in terms of experience, and in terms of learning as they go. I feel like that would really help because they weren't even supposed to be here in the first place.
Yeah.
So to think they get this experience now, way before we thought they were gonna get it, is that's one step ahead of their rebuild. Then they get one step ahead. Right now they're playing the Nuggets and it's only a 1-point game.
Blazers.
Yeah, it's fourth quarter right now. They're playing the Nuggets and they're down 1. But besides that, they gotta play. They're playing the Nuggets right now, and then they play the Clippers, they play the Sixers, they play the Mavericks and the Nets. So it's a similar. So I think I agree. I would have to think they go. I think if they end up beating the Nuggets,
2-2.
I would say 2-2.
They beat the Sixers and the Nets, and then they lose to the Mavericks and the Clippers.
Who's guarding Luka?
From the Blazers?
Who's guarding Kawhi?
Mello. Mello.
That mellow clamp.
Or Gary Trent Jr.
Gary, hey, I like Gary Trent.
I do too.
I like Gary Trent a lot.
You know, with the Duke.
Duke boy, yeah. But
Shout out Duke, you know what I'm saying? Go Blue Devils.
we needed like a compilation of you shouting out schools by the
Low
end of the
key.
year. Yeah. But
Best program in the nation, bro. Best program, though.
hey man, he's not wrong. But you know, you need somebody to stop Timothée Luwawu-Cabarrot on the Nets though.
Who?
That boy been hooping. TLC been hooping. I don't know what you're talking about. Timothée Luwawu-Cabarrot has been killing it.
That name is.
Yeah, bro. Nobody knew. Nobody knew who that dude was unless he played for your team once,
That
like he
name
did
is
for the Bulls.
extremely
But
long and unnecessary.
TLC,
Is
dog.
he French? He gotta be French.
He is French.
Yeah.
He is French. Yes.
Yeah, I know who he is, but that name is just like too.
But no, bro.
too
He
much,
been
bro.
he been hooping though for the Nets. Like, bro. But
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I
They're
feel like
still gonna
8th seed or 7th seed.
they gonna end up. I think they're gonna end up by the end of the bubble. I think they're gonna end up playing the Bucks first round.
Yeah.
Who they beat? They did beat the Bucks.
Oh yeah, they did beat the
They
Bucks.
did beat the Bucks with a, and I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was without Karras.
That was when Giannis and that dude got in that scuffle.
Yeah, Dante Hall. Oh no, Dante Hall's. Oh man, what's his name?
Giannis
I don't know who he was.
Giannis
But,
was very scrapped.
wait, was it Dante?
I think so. Yeah, it was. I think
Yeah,
so.
I think his name was Dante.
Giannis very scrapped.
Who's the one that plays on the Thunder?
What?
Oh wait,
The guard? Or
nah, I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of Deontay Burton on the Thunder,
Yeah.
or Lou Dort. That I don't know.
He's a two-way player for them though.
Yeah.
Like he plays. G.
Oh yeah, he is. I don't know.
He's on a two-way contract, I think.
Yeah, but you know, I don't expect Nets fans to know who some of these guys on their roster are. Like,
I don't.
they got to pull guys up. So,
Facts.
but yeah, I may not even be watching that first round series if they have to play the Bucks in the first round. It's gonna be a sweep,
If I watch, it's just to see how well the Bucks do.
pretty much. Unless it's like a close game, I'm probably not watching that. If we're being completely honest right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Suns, right? The Suns have been killing it.
Yeah, we covered the Suns. Next we got the Bulls.
Hey, real quick, this morning
Okay.
it's Bleacher Report sends out. It wasn't, nobody tweeted it, but Bleacher Report sent it out. It said the Bulls.
Bulls didn't tweet it?
Nah, but it was pretty reliable though. I think it was like the Chicago Sun Times.
Okay.
They said that the Bulls don't want to fire Jim Boylen
Why?
for financial reasons. And I don't know
It's like a
kind of
buyout or
financial
something like that?
reasons. I don't know what financial
Is it because
reasons.
of like a buyout? Or
It can't do. I don't know what it said. Financial reasons.
Gotta be a
AKA,
buyout or
Jerry Reinsdorf is extremely cheap. The
That's
owner,
GM.
owner of the Bulls, does not like getting. He likes his money.
Bro, that whole staff.
I mean, they did though. They did. This has nothing to do with the new staff they hired. They hired Mark Eversley, the GM, and they got Karnisovas off the Nuggets. And I know that everybody in that front office right now wants Jim Boylen gone just as much as the fans do.
Please.
I bet Reinsdorf wants Jim Boylen gone.
Probably.
But he doesn't. There's some financial issue that they won't do. The organization right now is so screwed up because just from the coach, the players don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
The players don't listen, and nobody listens to the players. There's no sense of communication in that locker room.
Yeah.
You got Daniel Gafford, a rookie, going on his live stream and saying he doesn't like Jim Boylen.
He said that?
He said that.
Dang, I didn't know that.
And I don't understand what part.
It was getting spicy.
I don't understand what part of keeping Jim Boylen around is going to do except drive Lauri Markkanen and drive Zach LaVine out of Chicago.
Yeah.
That is. Listen, if they want to get traded, they have every right to get traded from the Bulls. Send them to the Nets. Send Lauri to wherever Lauri wants to go. Bro, if Thaddeus Young asks for a trade right now, I'd say send him out too. He's too old to be dealing with this stuff right now.
Low key.
Send Thaddeus to a contender where he can help somebody.
Yeah.
Because he don't like Jim Boylen. Zach
Yeah,
don't like Jim Boylen. Zach Ben not liking Jim Boylen.
Yeah, you know it's bad when the players don't even respect their head coach.
There's something else coming out that the players aren't being listened to.
I can believe it.
Oh yeah. I could too. I know exactly what they're saying too. They said, listen, we want to get Jim Boylen fired. We don't like Jim Boylen. We want a new head coach. If you look at Lauri Markkanen's numbers, from last season to this season, he was averaging 18 almost. He was almost averaging like 19 a game last year. His second season in the league, he's averaging almost 19 a game. This season, he comes in and everybody is expecting him to take one more step and get to that possible all-star level. Like everybody else in the 2017 draft class, like Donovan Mitchell, like Jason Tatum. They think Lauri Markkanen is next on that list.
Yeah.
Jim Boylen is still the head coach. And he tells this man, just go get rebounds. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer that can shoot 40% from the arc. He got a strap on him.
He do.
He's athletic for his size. He's not defense is a different story, but he can handle the ball. He's a smarter player than people think, and he's averaging 14 a game.
Man, you are fired up about
He's
this.
averaging 14.
I'm like,
how can you, like, you realize that he's the best player on the team? I don't know what system. The second best player on the team is Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, exactly.
If you asked somebody last year, the best player on the team was Lauri Markkanen until this year.
Yeah.
But now you got your best player, Zach LaVine, who averages almost like 27 a game, saying, "Lo, I don't like this guy at all," and nobody likes him. The Bulls have a young future, have so many young players. They have Kobe White, they have Zach LaVine, Wendell Carter, Lauri Markkanen.
I'm really high on Kobe White, honestly.
I am too, but if he's under the coaching of Jim Boylen, he will not progress. He will not progress.
Nah.
I would not be surprised if you see the Bulls players requesting trades. Lauri was ready to request one earlier. I mean, there was rumors, some of it true, some of it not, that he wanted to get traded earlier in the season, or something around those lines. And he said if there isn't change done, he's gonna want to look for a way out of Chicago.
Yeah, which is completely understandable.
Oh my gosh! And now the fact that we haven't even gotten rid of this guy yet, I am completely fine if they request a trade.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you guys can leave. I mean, I just don't want to. I just don't understand a world where we get rid of our star player and our second best player, who was probably like a top 5, if not top 3 player in his draft class in 2017, and Lauri Markkanen over the coach, who's single-handedly ruined this franchise. He is the last. Ruined the season and ruined these young players. I'm not gonna say the franchise.
I'll say ruined like the.
I don't want to get into the whole franchise.
Yeah.
But
I would say he ruined the chemistry on the roster.
Oh my gosh, he shattered it.
I would say the franchise because
he shattered
the franchise has been messed up, honestly.
For a while. And it was really given, and we had so much good hope after Gar Forman and John Paxson got kicked out of the front office. And I like
that was the Bulls' first step to greatness, honestly. That was the one. I was waiting for it for like years. I'm like, bro.
But there is no progression if we don't fire Jim Boylen. There's no progression if we fire Jim Boylen.
Okay,
if we don't fire Jim
question.
Boylen.
If and when the Bulls fire Jim Boylen, because I believe they will.
Yes.
Who do they hire?
Anybody. Literally, Kenny Atkinson would be, the former coach of the Nets, would be a great pickup for the Bulls. He is a developmental coach. He will develop these guys, and then when they're ready to blossom, they will get a coach that knows what they're doing and win. That's what I would like to see the Bulls do. Kenny Atkinson would be a great coach for the Bulls. I'm sure there's other options out there, but you see what he did in Brooklyn. He brought them from garbage.
When they had D'Lo.
Yeah. And he brought these guys to the playoffs. They were decent.
Yeah.
And you see the development he had on those players, on Jared Allen, who was like a late first-round pick, on D'Angelo Russell, who looked like he was going to go down the path of almost what could have been.
Yeah.
And he saved D'Angelo. He didn't save him, but he had played a part in that. Guys like Joe Harris, who wasn't getting minutes, he helped him turn into one of the best three-point shooters in the whole league. Karis LeVert. You got so many guys that he helped in and I think that's what the Bulls need for their young players right now. If he can help those players take the next step. But Jim Boylen is currently taking them backwards.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that's happening. And I don't understand why we can't just get rid of him and just ignore the financial issues because you understand. I don't think they understand. Chicago's nuts. We will boycott the team.
Yeah.
We will not think about go to any of the games. It's just a mess, and it's going to be a mess for another season if we don't fire Jim Boylen sooner than later.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I think they haven't fired him because of a buyout. Like he's probably still in
It's
the
the money.
contract, so where it's like if we fire him and to get him out of that contract, we have to pay him everything's owed in the contract. So it's a buyout probably, but hopefully they fix him out, get him out of there, hire some coach that's actually gonna make the player and the team better.
I hope, because if not, the Bulls are going to be bad again.
Honestly, basketball is better when the Bulls are good.
It is.
Basketball
Jordan,
is better when
that's
the
a good
Bulls
point.
are competing in the East.
That's a very valid point. You know, you look through
Like D-Rose
D-Rose era. That was a great time to be alive.
Exactly, bro.
And
That 2010 to 2015 era. Where
that
the
guy.
Bulls, yeah,
We already know about that
we
guy
can
though.
talk about that, but like when we had Tibbs as a coach and
Tibbs.
and we had Rose,
Shout out Thibodeau.
and we had Rose got hurt and Jimmy Butler emerged as an all-star.
It was simpler times. It was simpler
Honestly,
times.
it really was.
Oh man, I just hope they figure that out.
Yeah.
You got anything else to add? What you
I
gotta
just
say?
I just feel like the Bulls have the guys where they can turn it.
I think they could too.
Where they got if they keep Zach, they keep Laurie and keep Kobe White. I think they could probably be like that type of big three, you know. Because I feel like
love
Kobe
it.
White can become the team's star point guard.
I love it. I want to see it.
I
I'm
do.
a Kobe White. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking good in the offseason too.
Yeah. But that's all I got, honestly.
You got anything else? You ain't got nothing else about 8C? Nothing else about?
My pick for the AC, Portland Trail Blazers.
I'm gonna agree, but don't sleep on Phoenix. I know we're awake now, but
Shout out all the Phoenix fans.
stay awake. Yes, sir. Shout out all the Phoenix fans.
Yeah.
Shout out AT.
That's all I got, though.
That's all I got. That's all I got too.
Hope y'all enjoyed the video.
Subscribe it,
Leave a like, comment.
share.
Follow the podcast Instagram, link in the description. Follow our Instagram.
Facts.
Follow all the socials.
Facts.
Share. Comment any video ideas you got.
Give us some ideas.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt. You know, we'll get in depth with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Follow everything. Notifications. Post notifications.
Turn those on.
Shout out Duke. Shout out Trey Burke. Random shout outs.
Why shout out Trey Burke?
Trey Burke just sold the game for the Mavericks, so shout out Trey Burke.